You will at some point need to invoice the client as per the payment terms in your price quote. WorkBook has set up 5 different types of invoices for you to choose from. Final invoice will close the job dependent on the system setup and will normally be the last action you do on a job. Credit note will credit an earlier issued invoice either fully or partially. Invoice on account will keep the job open for further invoicing and expenditures entry. You usually use this type of invoice when you want to pre-bill the customer on a fixed amount, for example 20% of the price quote value. Partial invoice will also keep the job open for further invoicing and expenditures entry. You usually use this invoice type when you want to invoice expenditures that have already been entered on the job. Consolidated invoice will allow you to invoice multiple jobs on the one invoice. You also have multiple options if you want to use data that already exists in WorkBook. You can select another invoice if you have a pre-existing invoice that has been created by any person in your organization for another client and can simply be copied over. Another price list and default price list are basically the same. In these options, you can choose to copy the specified rates card to the invoice. If you copy expenditures from the current job, all that will be seen on the invoice is the total sum of hours for the job or the purchases spent. If the job is over multiple months, you can select a period which to invoice here. If you are copying data using the payment plan from price quote, you will first be asked to select which payment will need to be invoiced. The invoice will only show a lump sum of what is to be paid, with no information on phases or lines, even if this option is selected in the print layout. When you copy data from the price quote of current job, it is possible to subtract any amount already invoiced. It will show phases and activities just like you would see on the price quote.